first visit to the allotment in November. There are various reasons why we haven't been down. One is the weather. All those issues about lack of rain through the summer and early autumn have now gone. We've had loads, so there's no problem down here. Yorkshire Water might want a bit to top up the reservoirs, but we don't need any more down the allotment. We should be all right. And the other reason is that while moving some furniture ready for some new carpet at home, I dropped some furniture on my foot, on my ankle, so I've been a bit limited as to the footwear I could put on, certainly for coming down the allotment. Did manage some footwear so we could get Ruby out walking. She managed a couple of trips to Nostell, but had to stick to paths that were clean, couldn't get near any mud because I couldn't get any shoes on. Anyway, but now the allotment is certainly in winter mode now. The onions could probably do with, or the onions and garlic could probably do with uncovering, but I'm going to leave them today. Just been down to harvest a few things that I'll show you in a minute. Everything else is pretty bleak. Certainly I don't know whether stuff's too wet to dig now, but if you have a look at this bed you can see how it's all been battered down with the rain, but it had to come sooner or later because it had been really dry, so can't complain. Stuff will be all right now. It's just a question of how much more digging I can do, but at the minute that's somewhat out of the question. Don't know whether you saw our cardoons last time, but they're looking really good now. Some really good new shoots, foliage coming up, and this one that I thought was dead at this side is starting to come back from what once was the centre. Just have a quick look, just out of interest, and see what the other one's doing. And again, this one's more obvious that it has in fact got a dead centre. But even then there's some shoots coming out of there, so it looks as though that will be all right in the end. But a general view of the plot over this side now, certainly obviously late autumn, getting on for winter. Now, something that I can't remember this happening before, but going back to the very dry summer, we had some cabbages that we didn't harvest because they were so slow coming on that we had other cabbages that were ready, but they eventually got there in summer and I've left them in. Didn't pull them up because couldn't dig it over, it was too dry. And none of them have split. We've had a couple, we had one a couple of weeks ago, and I've just dug one up that I'll show you in a bit. So we've had sort of a double helping off these. That's really strange, not something I expected. There's a job I need to do. I need to trim back our apple edge. Just need a decent afternoon to do that. One thing we haven't done with all the horrible wet weather is we haven't had a bonfire, so I've got loads of dead stuff from summer that I need to see off. I just noticed this, I might as well take this and try it. Somebody's had to go at the top, but I'll have it anyway. So we're still harvesting leeks. Come down, we've got some leeks today. Harvesting those when we need them. Taking them as they are, and we'll clean them up at home. Under these sort of later broccolis, there's a purple cauliflower that I've picked and I'll show you. Not too sure what that is there. I have to have a look on my map at home, my plan. And then over this side, well, whether we're going to get any sprouts or not, I don't know. They're just getting taken over. Don't think we'll get anything off there. But perhaps just one or two for Christmas. And then dahlias. We haven't yet had a frost that's finished the dahlias off. They're clearly not going to produce any more flowers. But as soon as I can get down here on a decent afternoon, I shall see if I can lift these and then store the tubers somewhere over winter. Next spring's Sweet Williams are looking quite healthy. Could do to cut the grass a little bit. Probably won't get done, but they're looking all right. And then there's the bed of non-growing parsnips next to those. We'll have to see what happens to those, but give them a bit before we have a look. We've got plenty of carrots to use up at home. And the only other bit of veg we have growing are more brassicas under this net, and there's not many of these left now. There's some Savoy cabbages, one of which I've harvested. I think this is broccoli for next spring. Some more Savoys. Our only surviving red cabbage, which won't produce, and the rest just need pulling up. So we'll have a look now at what we've managed to harvest today, and what it's all going home to clean up rather than down here. So we've managed a Savoy and that purple cauliflower, one of the cabbages that has survived all summer without bolting, and some leeks which are below zero. So just to let you know, we still do exist and we still manage to get down the allotment. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.